Hello again, Angel Babes, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm kind of sitting here preparing, by the way, this is my cup. It's a Bratz cup, and it's got, like, reusable ice cubes in it, but I usually use it to make my soda a little bit flat. I don't actually freeze them. I don't like it cold. Although, today, I have this nice cold Strawberry Monster Ultra. It has been haunting me for the better part of a year now, I think. And I'm finally gonna try it, so that's really exciting. I don't really consume caffeine a lot because it, like, makes me feel kind of sick and shaky, but right now I'm feeling really sluggish and lethargic and exhausted. I don't really have a whole lot of energy. Um, Earlier today, I dropped my fiance off at the Greyhound bus terminal so that my fiance could go to training for new, like, trucking job. I'm going to avoid pronouns just for anonymity's sake, and to also kind of, like, just to, like, you know, keep things private, I guess. So anyway, so I'm about to try this now. It tastes pretty good, but I'm not really getting much of a... Oh, there's the strawberry. Never mind, it's pretty good. I like it. I really love strawberry flavored stuff. It's my favorite. Yeah, that's really good. I think I have a little bit room in the cup now. Yeah, this cup only fits 12 ounces, whereas this can is like 16. So I have to, like, sip some and then pour the last bit in. Yeah. But, I also like that it's not, like, overly carbonated. Like, it's got a light fizz to it, but it's not, like, too awful. Like, sometimes, like, carbonation hurts my stomach a little bit, and, yeah, but this is actually pretty easy on me, I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, I don't know, I just kind of, like, feel like doing a little, like, I guess, video diary entry as well, today to kind of, like, put more content on my channel, I suppose, and also today's a difficult day, and so I should probably talk about it a little bit. So I'm about to be alone for the next 3 weeks, and that's not something I've done in a very long time. I've not been alone for that long in a very long time, because, you know, I live with my fiance. And, so that's gonna be a little bit weird, having this apartment being very empty and very, very, very quiet, which is very uncomfortable. But I'll live. Let's see. Um, Yesterday I had, like, an entire meltdown. Like, I actually, like, cried and everything. Like, it turns out I can only talk to, like, my family in small doses. Very small doses. And I ended up talking to, like, multiple members of my family yesterday, and, like, that... I'm sorry, excuse me. The carbonation makes me burp a little. But yeah, like, that had me a little bit, like, emotionally, like, wound up yesterday. I was, like, really, like, worked up. And, like, I feel a lot better today. Like, I had a good cry about it, and I feel a lot better after that. Um, like, it just kind of feels like sometimes people lean on me a little bit too much, and I have no one to lean on myself, and it's just, it feels like I have to be strong for everyone else, but, you know, like, who's there to be strong for me, you know? Like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm constantly treading carefully to, like, make sure everyone around me is okay and happy and, everything, even if it means that I'm not. Even though, like, nobody, like, expects that of me, it's just something I expect of myself. It's just something I'm used to, and it's probably, like, a really bad habit that I need to, like, break. I need to, like, allow myself to be more emotionally vulnerable from time to time. I'm kind of hoping that that's what this can help with a little bit too, being a little bit of an outlet and a chance to be a little bit more emotionally vulnerable. Because, like, I don't know, like, everything can get really stressful very easily if you're not cautious about it. And you know, it can get to be quite a lot. It can get very overwhelming, and we definitely don't want that. That kind of stress is not good for your health, physically or mentally. So I'm hoping that this outlet is also helpful in that regard as well. Um, let's see. Uh, my brother is helping me. Um, I own a house that we got for like $100, and it was like condemned and everything, and my brother's kind of helping me with it, which I'm really grateful for. Um, my other sibling, I'm pretty sure, lied to my face yesterday, which was not great considering it's like I raised my younger siblings for the most part. Like, I changed their diapers, I bathed them, I cooked for them, I fed them, I potty trained them, I did the laundry, I got them ready for school. Um, I helped them with their homework. I did everything, you know. I basically raised them during their young years. It's just like I moved out when they were teenagers, and there was some independence there. It was like, okay, they're teenagers now. I can move out, and I was an adult, and it was like everything would be okay. But oh my gosh, they have become so horrible. Ugh, I feel so disappointed in them. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in them, how horrible they've been lately. Like, they've been incredibly cruel and selfish, and I really hope they outgrow it. I know teenagers are like that, but it doesn't feel good to be lied to by my younger siblings who I raised to be better than that. Um, I tried my best. I was a kid myself, so Fiona Gallagher is my comfort character because I connect a lot with her. My dad's not an addict or anything. He's just kind of lazy and neglectful. Um, pretty much. I'm not gonna really talk about anything more than that about him because, like, I don't know. I don't want to like cause trouble or anything, and I know I could. And yeah, I'm gonna be like careful for now, I guess. Um, yeah, but like, I mean, my dad's not a terrible person, and I don't hate him, but I have a very like complicated relationship with my dad. It's like a very love hate. I have a better relationship with my mom, I think, but it has a certain awkwardness because there were a lot of years where she was out of my life because she was dealing with her own like illnesses, like her own mental um, illnesses. She got in a car accident and got hooked onto golly, what's it called? She got hooked on the pain pills that they prescribed. This was during the early 2000s, you know. You all know about all that. How the doctors were overprescribing them opioids. That's it. They were overprescribing that stuff, claiming it wasn't addictive and stuff because that's what the pharmacies were trying to say, and like the pharmaceutical company or industry or whatever. And it turned out like that it was super duper addicting, and my mom got hooked, and that led to a lot of years of struggling. But she's clean now. She's back in my life, which is really nice. She's been back in my life for the past 5 years, almost six. And it's been a little bit of a difficult time, like healing things. I don't think that I can ever see her the same again, unfortunately, because I'm an adult now, you know, like, and my most fondest memories of her are like from when I was little. And, you know, and I often like refer to like this time as like, this time was when she wasn't my mom, she was my mommy. And like I miss that a lot. Like I miss when I was a little kid and she was there, she was my mommy. You know, so sometimes I miss that, and I kind of mourn, you know, what was lost. And I've been really mourning that a lot lately. And then also like this month was the 15-year anniversary to my grams passing away as well, and that was pretty devastating. She actually left a really huge impact on my life, and I never realized it at the time how big of an impact she would really have. But I miss her every day. I wish she was still here. I wish I could talk to her a lot, but it is what it is, I guess. You know, all I can do is try to do my best to live my best life and try to make her proud, you know? And try to respect her memory. Um, I actually have this old photo on this stand next to me, this little end table that I have of her from like the 1940s, and I always thought that was her, like, I don't know, that was like a really lovely photo of her. I just always loved this old picture. Like, I have a lot of pictures of her, but this one's my favorite. It was done at an actual studio, and I think that might be why. And like, it has her little signature on it, and that, like, I don't know, that always meant something to me. Like, wow, I have my Grams' signature still, you know, preserved all these years. And I also have her old ID, like her old driver's license, you know, since she's no longer with us. It's not like, you know, I have to get rid of it or anything. Like, that would be stupid. Like, that's one of the few things I have left of her. And I also have like my granddad's dog tags from when he served in World War II. And then he also went back to Korea. Like, he went back and served in Korea as well. And yeah, there's like a long history of military involvement on my mom's side of the family, because my great uncles, the uncles of my mom, they served in Vietnam. My mom's a millennial. I'm Gen Z. Just for clarification. So her uncles served, like a couple of her uncles served in Vietnam. One of them died. That was my great uncle Dennis. I never got to meet him because he died in Vietnam. So yeah, and I never met the other uncle because he lives really far away. He lives like in Virginia or something like that, and that's like really far from me. Like, that's several hours in the car. And he doesn't really know me at all or know of me as far as I'm aware. So it would be really awkward to just like pop up and be like, hi, I'm your, yeah, I'm like your relative, but like you've never heard of me or met me. Yeah, that would be so awkward. My mom, is kind of a little bit estranged from the family, which is why everything's so awkward. But yeah, like, it's nice having mom in my life again, but it kind of sucks sometimes a little bit because sometimes she does lean on me a lot. And right now she's going through a lot of struggles. Like, she's been trying to get SSI, because she's paralyzed. She's partially paralyzed from the waist down. She had a spinal injury, and she's been trying to get SSI. She also has some learning disabilities, a lot of mental health issues. And she also has a history of, like, she has epilepsy. She's like on a really freaking high dose of like anti-seizure medications. It's like really insane. I remember when she first started having seizures when I was a little kid, and they were terrifying because, like, I was a little kid, I didn't understand what was going on. She actually fell on me a few times when she had her seizures, but I know that's not her fault. She couldn't control that. She just suddenly went into a seizure, and I happened to be right there. But anyway, yeah, so now, like, she's battling cancer or something. I'm not entirely certain. The whole system's kind of screwy around here in this area when it comes to the medical resources around here. There's like not a lot. It's really bad actually. But the doctors are kind of like dragging their feet on doing anything about it and contradicting themselves. Like, we went to Cleveland Clinic with her, and this doctor, like, who we have talked to before, said a completely different thing this time than last time. Like, the last time he was like, oh, well, the first place it would spread would be your lungs. Okay. This time, you know what he said? Oh, it probably wouldn't spread to your lungs. And then he tried to say, no, there's only one mass when there are in fact three. And then she mentioned it, and he was like, oh, wait, no, I see now. And then he's like, well, it's still not a big deal. Like, he doesn't seem interested at all in doing anything to treat it or to even freaking find out if it's actually a threat. Like, he hasn't even biopsied it. Like, that's really frustrating to me, and that's, like, I'm really scared that, like, I finally have my mom now, and, like, I'm really scared, like, something's gonna happen and I'm gonna lose her, all because some idiot doctor doesn't feel like doing his job. Like, I don't know. I don't mean to call him an idiot. It's just, he can't say that conclusively without actually, like, doing any real testing to find out. All he's done is looked at it on an x-ray and an MRI. Like, No blood work? No? Okay. Are we gonna also, like, not do anything else? Make sure it hasn't spread anywhere else? She's been struggling with breathing lately. And last year, he literally said that the first place it would spread would be her lungs. Oh, we're not interested in x-raying her lungs. It won't enough spread there. Okay, which is it? Please. Like, I feel like if we go into another doctor and they ran all the necessary tests and they concluded that it is not in fact cancerous, it is benign, even though the growth is now multiplied to 3 of them, bone. She has like 3 like masses on her leg bone when she originally had 1. And it's like all new like bone growth because it's weakened her bone so much that it keeps breaking. When she falls, she has a lot of blood pressure issues as well. And so she falls a lot, like, you know, like, and, you know, like, she's fallen a few times trying to get out of the car and into her wheelchair because she's independent enough to transfer herself into her chair. And, like, she sometimes falls, especially, like, when she's having a really particularly bad day, with her, like, physical health and everything. And sometimes she'll slip and fall, and she lands on her leg, and it's been broken, like, 5 times in the last 2 years. It's just, the leg is that weak that, the bone in the leg is that weak that it just keeps breaking and breaking, and now as it's healing, the new growth, bone growth, is also having masses on it, and it's just like, I don't know, no disrespect to the doctor in Cleveland or anything, but I don't like how nonchalant he's being about it, how, like, he's not, like, trying to figure out anything more or anything like that. I don't know. It just really bothers me a little bit. Like, I feel like I'm not getting any answers, and it's very uncomfortable, and my mother is, like, so stressed out and anxious about this because she's scared she's gonna die before she gets to, like, I don't know, see her kids grow up because, like, my youngest sibling turns 18 next year. And in my opinion, 18 is not grown. You know, like, you know, she's, like, gonna be 18 next year, and, like, that's not grown. She's still figuring herself out, you know? And, like, I remember when I turned 18, I was like, oh, I'm grown. No, I wasn't. No, I certainly wasn't. I sure felt like it, but I've done a lot of growing, and I still don't feel like I'm done. You know, I feel like I still have a long way to go. I've been doing a lot of self-work, like working on, you know, myself, and I feel like I've made a lot of great strides, but I still have a really long way to go, too. And I would be foolish to deny that. You know, that would be very dishonest of me. But, like, you know, like, I have to work on, like, I guess, trusting people more. I have a lot of trust issues. I don't know. There's a few things that I definitely need to work on. I need to work on, like, my people skills a little bit more, I think. I need to work on my mental health a little bit, you know, try to kind of make that a little bit better. Although we are doing pretty good with it. It's just, like, I don't know, when something stressful happens, I'm very quickly, like, spiraling. Like, externally, I keep a very calm demeanor. I keep a very brave face. But internally, I'm, like, falling apart, you know, like, barely keeping it together. So, like, I really need to work on it, myself a little bit, I think. And I'm trying to get used to, like I said, like, kind of putting myself out there and getting a little bit, like, more, like, opening up a little bit more. But yeah, like, so that's pretty much the long and short of what's going on right now. Tuesday, I have, like, this meeting with, like, my coach, about, like, this summer and preparation for this summer. And, like, I'm really anxious about that because it's, like, I don't know yet if I want to, like, you know, sing this summer or not. If I, like, I don't know. I'm not sure yet what I'm doing with everything. I don't know if I'm even good enough for singing. Like, I've tried singing. Um, Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, and Adele are pretty much comfortably within my range. Some of Pink's music is pretty okay in my range. Um, there are a few other musicians who are also in my range quite easily. A lot more like laid back. I could probably pull off like Usher too, probably pretty successfully. But so basically like that like kind of mid range vocally, like not exactly like really low, but also not really high. So just like in the middle. Um, so it's like I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on in my life right now. I might get to hang out with my friend later, which I really hope happens because like that's like one of my favorite people to hang out with. They use they them pronouns. And I'm respectful. It costs $0 to use the pronouns someone asks me to, so I'll just do it. It's just easier that way in my opinion. Like it's such a small thing to ask for that I don't think it's a big deal. So it's like, okay, those are the pronouns you want to use, then very well, I will use them. It's just, you know. Um my favorite protein drink. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of live on these. I don't always have all the like a whole lot of energy to get up and like wash dishes and then cook and then serve my food and then sit down and eat it and then like have to worry about washing the dishes again. Like I don't have a whole lot of energy. I have lupus, so my immune system is attacking my own body, and it generally I am very fatigued all the time, and it's pretty difficult, but you learn how to manage and cope. So these things are pretty much I live on them. They're 25 grams of protein. They also have fiber and zero sugar. And you know, they're not bad. They're a nice little thing to have. I'm gonna have something else with dinner, of course. Like I'm gonna have salmon and broccoli for dinner. But it's just like I'm having this in the meantime as a small supper snack type deal. Because I like to have dinner a little bit later in the evening, because I tend to wake up later in the morning. I'm still working on trying to fix my sleep patterns to get like a really good, consistent um, routine down. It's just like I'm still trying to, I'm still working on stuff in my life, clearly. So I need to like, I'm still working on like getting my sleep schedule down, making healthier choices. I think I'm doing okay-ish. Like, I know the energy drink is not a healthy choice. However, I did go with a zero sugar one, and I also do not drink them very often. This is my first time having a Monster in a year, over a year. I don't really have them that often. I don't do caffeine that often. Usually what I consume a lot of is a lot of ginger tea. My stomach is very upset all the time because of a lot of my health issues can cause like a lot of like those issues. Like I have a lot of autonomic nervous system issues. So like the automatic functions of my body might not always work correctly, like hunger cues or digestion. I might not be able to tell when I have to use the toilet, which is why I use it constantly because I'm scared that I'm like gonna have an accident or something. So it's like, ooh, I just drank something. I should go to the toilet just in case, you know, because I'm really scared of having an accident. That would be humiliating. And I know it's not my fault. I can't control what happens with my nervous system. It's being absolutely destroyed by my immune system right now. And I know that's not my fault, but it's still really, really embarrassing. And the smell would be so gross. Like, so I'm very, very like, yeah. So like, I also have a hard time regulating my blood pressure and my body temperature as well. Um, to name a few other things that my body struggles to kind of do that it should be doing, but it's not doing adequately. Um, I also am a little bit of an insomniac, which is why my sleep schedule is as messed up as it is, but I'm trying to work on that. I'm on medication to kind of help me sleep now. It's also an antidepressant. So win-win, I guess. So yeah, like hopefully like hopefully this won't be too difficult to like readjust my um sleep schedule. But like yeah, I've been rambling on a little bit and I'm sorry about that. Um I know I have more to say. I'm just struggling to grasp at it. I have a lot of brain fog as a result of my lupus. So please bear with me. And I'm so sorry about that and how inconvenient that can be. I'm really trying my best. Um, but yeah, like, I don't know. It's just like, sometimes it really does feel really unfair, like, to know that, like, there are so many things that I wanted to do and could have done. I could have done so many things. I could have been a surgeon. Now my hands shake too much. Now I have a tremor in my hand because of my nervous system being just completely shot, just destroyed. So yeah. Um it's just yeah, pretty difficult to kind of like reconcile with, especially as someone who used to be an athlete. Like I used to play soccer and run track and do karate and just so many other things. I would try out every year for baseball, even though it scared me. It scared me so bad. The pitching machine scares me. It used to hit me and I'd be like, ah, and I was scared of it hitting my finger, so I'd like flinch away from it with the bat and everything. And it's just like, okay, but like still during the tryout period though, you're still like doing a lot of fitness stuff. So that's why I would do it, because I still benefited in some way, even if I never made the team because I was too scared. Um, but still, because like, when I was in high school, I didn't really have these autoimmune diseases quite this badly. Like, I have two of them that I'm diagnosed with. I don't know if I have a third one or if it's just my lupus is particularly a rare one. Because, okay, so either I have lupus and MS, which is a rare combination to have, but not impossible, or I have lupus that is with a neurological involvement where it's interacting with my brain and my nervous system, which is also allegedly pretty rare. But yeah, like it's pretty horrifying because like when it's really bad in a flare, I can also experience like symptoms with my head as well, like psychologically. Like when I'm like over the summer, like I thought I had like encephalitis or something, right? Because like there were a lot of symptoms there, and it's just like, no, it's just the lupus playing games or something or whatever, making me have like feel like there's TV on in the other room when there's not. Luckily, those incidences are mostly isolated incidences. Usually, my body's under a lot of stress when that happens. Like I'm sick already, and so my immune system acts up double, like twice as much. Whenever I'm sick, there's an actual threat to my immune system. It ramps up what it's already doing, and what it's doing is destroying healthy tissue and destroying my body, because it's overactive. It's mis no it's overactive, and it's misdirecting its job. And so yeah, it's like basically my immune system's really dumb. Like, me too, girl, but still, like, I don't know, it really sucks. So sometimes I feel like I'm mourning like my youth as well. Like I'm mourning my childhood, I'm mourning my the future I could have had. I'm mourning like what I lost, because like I didn't get to finish soccer. I lost soccer. It slipped away from me, and because I was just too sick by the end. My senior year, I was not well. And like it's really awful to think about because I was gonna letter. I was gonna get my athletic like letter, and I could have gotten a Letterman jacket and everything, and that would have been like really awesome. But, you know, my illness took me out. Nowadays, the only exercise I really do is in a pool. I do some like light toning exercises like crunches and sit-ups, bridges, I think they're called, where you like lift up your hips. Um, and then like I also do squats a little bit sometimes. Though like my legs are kind of like my weak point on my body at this point, because like those are the joints that like to dislocate. Um, so I am technically an ambulatory wheelchair user. I do use a wheelchair um, whenever it's bad, or whenever I would have to be like walking for long periods of time, because I just can't. Between the fatigue from the lupus and the hypermobility making my joints so unstable, it just gets really painful. Like it feels like lighting your like you're lighting your like muscles in your around your joint area. You're lighting them on fire. Like they burn. And like there's nothing you can do about it, because it's like they're hurting because they're working overtime to try to keep your joints in place. Um, and to further prove a point, actually, because I know like a lot of people like to make stuff up for clout on the internet. I can also do that with my knees, and both of my hips pop out of place a lot. I can bend myself in half both ways, backwards and forwards, completely. And my shoulders pop out of place as well. Um, I can actually like move my entire like shoulder blade out like a wing. It's like really gross. Um, I'm not gonna do that because like that's really freaking gross and nobody wants to see that. And I don't want to like gross anyone out or creep them out. I can also wiggle this actually. And my jaw can unhinge. I'm really like every time I yawn, I try to clench my jaw down so I don't accidentally dislocate it, because that's particularly painful. And I can't go through that again. Dislocating my jaw is just not it. It makes it even harder to like function. And sometimes I have really bad days with my jaws where solid food actually hurts a whole lot because it hurts to move my jaw. And sometimes at its absolute worst, it even hurts to drink. And that's like really awful. So like I'm really cautious about my jaw and everything like that, especially because of the fact that that can be very detrimental very easily, considering like it can interfere with my ability to drink and eat. So yeah. Uh it's like, yeah, I can also crack my sternum. Because of my ribs are also not stable. They shift a lot. None of my bones are stable. Um so that's pretty much it about like the hypermobility thing. So like that's been a lifelong thing. That's genetic. It's something that's going to get worse with time. Uh and so far it has proven that it is getting worse, because it used to be when I was younger that like I was flexible. I was really, really flexible, double jointed even. Like I can move in like really spooky ways, like I said. However, I can use it to my advantage. I will use it to my advantage if you know, if I need to like move in a weird way for modeling or for acting. I will use it to my advantage. I'm not afraid to do that. But yeah, like so that's pretty much where I'm coming from with that. Like that's one of my like those are my health issues that I have presently. I have another autoimmune disease, but it's kind of like actually the only one that's mostly under control. Like it's being managed. And that one's called ITP. I cannot pronounce its full name. But basically it's an autoimmune disease that is relatively rare, where like my immune system attacks my blood counts, and particularly if specifically it affects my platelet counts the most, which is an important part of your blood for clotting. It also does kind of affect my hemoglobin a little bit, which is important for like carrying oxygen in your like to the parts of the body that need it, like, which is literally everything. Because we need oxygen for our whole body. That's the whole reason of the respiratory and circulatory systems working together to deliver oxygen throughout and nutrients. I'm also anemic as a result. So my blood pressure is really stupid. So I'll stand up and see stars, and then the next thing I know, I'm on the floor. Loading terrain, like those really glitchy like games that are laggy. Yeah, sometimes it feels like that. Like I like to joke about it being like that anyway. It's not actually like that. I just kind of see stars and everything kind of goes black. But yeah, like it's just that's pretty much me actually. That's all I feel like talking about today. I think I'm done. Oh, I forgot. I also my other form of exercise, I have a stationary bike. That's actually, I forgot to mention that one. So swimming, some toning exercises, and the stationary bike. And I found that the stationary bike has been very, very helpful for strengthening my leg joints specifically. My hips don't pop out of place as much. My knees still buckle a lot, but I don't think that anything's going to ever change that because nothing I've done has ever been able to improve that. So my knees are just kind of trashed. And I guess there's nothing I can really do about it except for try to manage it to the best of my ability. Because they've just been on a steady decline my whole life, my knees and my hips, specifically, but at least my hips, I'm finding something that's helping me manage them a little bit better and keep them from popping out too much. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I'm sorry that I'm such a scatterbrain. Like I said, I have a few health conditions that contribute to that. I'm hoping that going forward, as I get better at this, that will, my channel will become, my videos and content will become more cohesive and a lot less scattered. Hopefully. If not, then I'll just start using index cards to kind of help guide me and give it some structure if that's really what it has to come to. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you around, angel babes. Mwah. Bye.